It's Monday. I'm sitting here doing virtual smile consults. So I didn't do any virtual smile consults the entire month of July. So I have a lot to catch up on. They've just been piling up and I just had so much other stuff on my mind that I didn't sit down. My consults, I go in depth. So I really explain to people why they need something, or, you know, even if I can't offer them the treatment, like it's something where I would refer them out, I give them as much information as I possibly could. Like I give them a really custom consultation. These actually take me a while. You know why? It's because I have to read what they want, I have to devise a treatment plan, I have to calculate how much it would cost them and then give everything up to them up front. I usually record them a consultation. I like to say 5 minutes, but I always end up talking more. It's usually a lot more complicated because they didn't tell me exactly what they wanted. So I'm just like, if you want to do this, if you want to do this. So then it gets up to like 10 minutes sometimes. And then in order to send it, it takes like a couple of minutes also for the interweb to send. So today I posted my Instagram post on being a young dentist. I'm 33, 1 month away from being 34, and the genetic counseling person's like, well, your age played a big part into how your test results were viewed for testing positive for trisomy. And like me in the background, if you watch the video, I'm kind of like, what? I'm old? Because like my entire life people were like, you're so young, and now like all of a sudden I am old. Like I guess from ovaries perspective, I'm old. This is a lot for me to handle, okay? But here's the thing, I'm not like delusional. I know I'm not like a fresh chicken. I look back at these photos were only taken 2 years ago, and I look totally different because I've aged and it's not cute. Anyways, what I wrote about is like kind of like my timeline. When I was 23, I graduated. I was like a super young dentist, and like people didn't know what to do with me because I'm so young looking, and I look 12. For some reason, people always say 12. 12 is like the number that you use when you're describing a young female professional. And so all my girlfriends are like, everyone always says you look 12. Like, why 12? Let me try to refresh this again. Okay. Then I said I became a practice owner and I had to take over a man's practice. This is not easy, okay? The only good thing is that the owner before him was female, Dr. Napolitano. And Dr. Napolitano, she's so cute, she was also super young like me. She paved the way for me, so it wasn't as hard for me. And then when he took over, he was a man and he was Asian. So like, in a way, they both sort of paved the way for me, because some patients were okay with a woman and some people were okay with the Asian thing. You know, I'm a package of both, and then I was really young too. It wasn't easy still. It's not easy. Like, how do you really calculate the attrition of practice takeover when you're like totally different from the person who you're taking over from? Like, the patients are just shocked. The worst thing when you're an associate, by the way, is when I was an associate, I would hate this. They would just like assign patients to you, you know what I mean? And then patients would walk in not knowing what doctor they had, and like would literally stop at the door and be like, you're my dentist? Oh, you're my dentist? Then I would have to wait to see like their face to see if they're like okay, or if we just need to like evacuate the situation, because a lot of people will leave and be like, no, I don't, no, that's not my dentist. I want a different dentist. Like in front of you, like you're standing there. How rude, but whatever, it is what it is.
I'm gonna do this one, tone it up. I like tone it up. Bump and bod.
5, 4, 3. Knee just comes right over her ankle.
She says, basically,
You're rocking the side.
this move is like
Home stretch.
picking a baby up.
Hip anchored into the floor. Your left. Great. And then give your belly a big hug and bow forward to seal in your practice. I'm
back in the day, like maybe a couple weeks after I started Joyce the Dentist, the Instagram, I went to an angel card reader. My family's really Christian, like I said, so like if you even mention like the word psychic, they will literally freak out because they don't believe in that stuff. But I was like, you know what, I'm a grown woman, I can go do this, and I know the difference between reality and like psychics. But do I? I recorded our entire session, and she had me do that. She was like, you know, some of the stuff that we go over today is not going to make a lot of sense, but listen to it again in a couple years and you'll see that some of those things make a lot more sense as to how your life has unfolded. And I was like, okay, whatever, lady. Whenever you go to these things, you're always like, okay, how much can this person look up?
I don't know if you're trying. It doesn't seem like it's time right now to have a child, but I don't think that it's very far off. Are you afraid to want the motherhood experience? Do you think it diminishes who you are or would put you in a smaller place? Have you wrestled with have you thought maybe I don't want to have kids sometimes, and then you think, yeah, I do, and then, no, I don't. I think that there's a way for you to have both experiences. So what I want to say is there's something about your career, or something about you as an individual, as represented by the Queen. There's something that you create. I don't know if it is an actual product, a device, or a way of operating that shifts things. And it may come as a result of the Instagram account. You get more notoriety, but there's a honing in coming in. There's a honing in and a focus coming in your business where you make money, where you get resources, but you don't necessarily have to stand in an office over somebody's face.
Okay, so that's bizarre to listen to. First of all, I did ask her about freezing my eggs because that's something that was on my mind for a long time. When I did meet with her, I was 31, and I just did not feel ready to have kids. And I was just like, I don't feel ready, and I felt, I guess, kind of selfish about it, but I also had a lot of fear, thinking that if I waited till I was ready, I wouldn't be able to have kids. So I had just a lot of fear about this. She mentioned that whole thing within 3 minutes of our sit down. She said a lot of things that I was like, I hope that doesn't happen. Like, I hope that doesn't happen. Like, in my mind at the time, I was like, no, I want to do clinical dentistry. That's my thing. Like, that's what I love. I had literally just started my Instagram account. In my mind, my Instagram account was still just like a website. You know, every business has a website. I had no idea. I had like maybe 200 followers at the time. And so when she kept talking about my Instagram, I was like, what? Am I gonna become an influencer or something? Like, lady, I'm a dentist. It's crazy that she's saying that because of my creations, I'm gonna have more opportunities that I never expected. And it's so true. Because now I can actually, I do actually make money without practicing dentistry. Do you guys believe this stuff? Comment below if you believe in psychic stuff.